from our heart, living from our core, living from our power, we all get more. We are powerful women.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Alignment Summit. I'm Sue Erda, your host for this event and one of the publishers at Powerful You Publishing. And we love what we do. And I especially love this because I get to talk to all of the authors in all of our books. And right now we're talking to the authors of the upcoming book, Women Living in Alignment. And their stories in the book are all about them finding their own alignment in their own life, whatever that means for them, to live by their heart's desires, their soul purpose, just live feeling good in their skin and in the world. So that's what the stories are about. And also on this summit, they're going to talk about a little bit about their stories, but also about their tips, their guidance, their advice for you about how you can live in alignment more so in your life, because that's why you're here. That's why you're listening. So thanks for being here. We love more people in alignment makes the world a better place. So thank you for that. And today I get to talk with Kim Dowling. She is one of the co-authors in this upcoming book. And I'm going to read a brief introduction of Kim, and then we'll get started speaking with her. Kim Dowling is a lifelong real estate entrepreneur, marketing and social media strategist, and certified personal and business coach. For over 30 years, Kim has led many high-producing sales teams with hundreds of members and coached them nationwide. After serving clients for decades in Atlanta, Georgia, Kim transitioned her business to the Florida Gulf Coast. She is the founder of Coastal Luxury Partners, a real estate brokerage based in Sarasota, Florida. Kim lives along the Manatee River in Bradenton with her husband, Joe. She is on a mission to educate and elevate others through teaching, coaching, and speaking. And Kim, I'm grateful to welcome you. How are you today?
Hi, Sue. I'm good, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to just chatting.
Yep, me too.
I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And Kim, so let's start with talking a little bit about you. I love your topic first. It's moving forward with courage, which is super important, as I think in learning to live with alignment. But let's talk first about you and your personal journey, how it led you to where you are today.
Well, we all have stories. The book is amazing with all of these women. I just got my pre-order copy, getting back in town, just saw a pre-order, and it's just, you just cry. So we all have our stories. It's really, to me, what you do to open your heart to move forward to where the universe is trying to guide you to be. That's what alignment means to me, and the courage that you need to make those steps. So whether it's just divine intervention and guidance and gifts that we receive from the universe, or whether we literally are just taken out by a bulldozer, that's what moves us forward into our new path. So my story, it just kind of dismantled my life. And you don't see it in the moment. You don't know what's happening because it's just disastrous. And, all of those feelings of what in the world is happening? How can this get worse? But when you get away from it and you get into another decade and you get 10 years and 15 years, you can see where the universe it whispers in your ear, because it wants to move you in a different direction. And if you don't pay attention, it taps you on the shoulder and tries to get your attention. This isn't where you need to be. You need to go over here, or I need to prepare you for your next steps. I'm going to make you stronger. If you don't pay attention to that, you've got some bricks coming at your head and a bulldozer going right through your front door. So just my story is one of being able to overcome. And my story is just, listen, it doesn't really matter what the story is, because we all have, life is hard. We all have ups and downs. It's trusting that you will end up in the place that you were meant to be, and you will find your center again, and you can find that light again and turn it back on. You're in control of all of that.
And do you feel that happened for you? Is that one of the reasons maybe you moved from Atlanta to Florida, or what was that motivation?
Well, I moved from Atlanta to Florida because in the middle of my family falling apart and dismantling, my mom, I grew up in Atlanta. So my family was in Atlanta, my friends, we had multiple businesses, and we had some family crisis. And my mom, we grew up here in Sarasota on the summers. My grandparents were here in Sarasota. My parents had a condo, and my mom, to heal and to be her best, was like, I can't be here. I can't be here in Atlanta. I can't be in my circle. I need to go to Florida. So we moved her down to Florida. And then long story short, moving her down to Florida, I just went back and forth trying to make sure that she was okay and got settled and met my now husband, and everything changed. So while I should not be here in Florida, that's what love does to you. It's just a whole new life that was presented, and met my husband, got married, shut everything down and packed up and moved to Florida.
I
So
love it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
love
you
it.
followed the love,
I
and so
did.
that's the alignment. You followed your heart's desire, and and it feels good. So I love
I
that you're
did.
doing.
I was
So
given a whole new life. So I'm very thankful for that.
wonderful. So what's your mission over the next few years, Kim?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. In my 20s, it was all about family businesses. We ran 6 different businesses and growth and expansion, and how much can you succeed, and how fast can you go, and how far you can go. And now, especially with just such a radical kind of adjustment and shift, it's like a gift that I was given where I can just reset, and I'm older now. So now I really believe that my mission is to take all of the lessons that I've learned over the past 30 years and the mentors and coaches that I have had, the privilege that I have had in the rooms that I am able to be in, always growing, always learning. If I can take that knowledge now and pass it on and help others, my personal mission is to educate and elevate other people, other real estate agents, to really be their best, to coach, train, accountability, move them forward in their business. The more agents that I can help, the more families that they make an impact on. And that's what it is to me. That's the big picture. How many families stronger together can we help? Because we live in real estate and everyone's like, oh, isn't that fun? And HGTV and houses, but it's not the houses, it's the families. It's life. We literally are in the middle of everyone's lives every single day. Divorces and deaths and marriages and new babies coming. There's always new chapters. Do you need more space? Do you need less space? It's their homes. So that's my mission today for whoever comes into my path, and for as many people as I can help really solidify their business. And then behind the scenes, as I can create, I am a true entrepreneur. So, and it's a hard path. It's a brain and a path that is scary and overwhelming for so many people. So the more people that I can help really solidify their business and run after their dreams and have control of that fate and their time, that's everything to me today. That's what I'm after for as long as I can go.
Yep. I love that. I'm also a true entrepreneur, having been an entrepreneur since 1988. So that's a long time to start in many businesses, not one business, but just things. And it is difficult. And it's things that people don't think about, unless you're an entrepreneur and you have that drive and you have that, I guess it takes courage to be an entrepreneur. I know we're going to talk about courage. Yeah. So there's courage. I would like to talk about, you mentioned something about lessons that you've learned. So you had lots of teachers, mentors, coaches, you've done lots of trainings. What lesson would you say has had a most dramatic impact on your life?
Probably the biggest lesson that I learned, and I learned it a while ago, and I had just stayed right in the middle of it, is you've got to put yourself in the right rooms. You have to find your people. You've got to find your tribe. You're not going to find great success when you don't feel like you have a home base. That's my belief. And, I know when I started my career, I just wanted to do it my way and do it on my own and run my own race. And it just doesn't work that way. You can shortcut your lessons and your time and your career and everything when you put yourself in the right room. So really, I tell my team all the time, find your tribe. And I want to make sure, if this is your home, this is where you belong. If this doesn't feel like a true home and a family, then this isn't your tribe. You've got to find your people. And it changes everything on the good days and the days that we struggle. When you have your people around you, it changes everything.
Absolutely. I'm so with you. Connections are the essence of life. That's what it's all about. It's the people we're connected to, the people we love, the people we work with. I love that. That is so vitally important. Tribe. Very
Yes.
good word. So, Kim, you mentioned to this, alluded to that life is hard sometimes. There's things are difficult and all of that. And sometimes we get disappointed in our lives. What would you say some steps are that people can take to move forward after they've had some sort of disappointment in their life?
So I think the biggest regret that I have made both personally and in business is to not move faster. We all fail. We all fall down. We all feel that sense of loss and regret. And you can either stand in it and you can let time pass you by, or you can just get back up and go after it, and not the big picture, because sometimes we don't have the mental capacity or the emotional stability to go after kind of the big next steps, but those small baby, like, what is your next best step? So if we can teach ourselves how to fail forward and move faster, both just with, when your life takes a hit and everything changes, you just want to stop and you've got to pull yourself up and you've got to keep going. Even in business, we're in the middle of a shift. We're in the middle of a real estate market shift, an economic shift. I've gone through several before. I took our businesses through the shift that we hit in '08. And even in business, I can look back and I'm like, we should have moved faster and stronger and just trusted the process. So really it is, where are your people? Because you're going to need them, because you've got to get up and get moving again. What is the next best step? One of my greatest coaches has always said, little hinges swing big doors. What's the little thing that you need to do? The one thing that you need to do today to just reset and fail forward. That's really probably the biggest thing that we can all do, instead of just stopping in our tracks.
Yep, I love that. And I'm a big fan of questions to open the mind and find those answers for ourselves. So I love that. What is the next best step? What is the next best step? What can I do now? Who are my people? I love that too. Great. So Kim, you've worked with and coached a lot of people, and you have trained them. You're a trainer as well. What would you say is a common obstacle that many people face that you can help them with?
It's funny, and it all stays the same. It's that life is hard and you can't give up. In the businesses that I've worked through, it's all been a version of sales in my entire career, especially with real estate leading the way. And in sales, that means you kind of get beat up. You become a punching bag sometimes. And you just have to make sure that you find the mental stability and the hustle to not quit, because the emotions you go on this roller coaster of emotions. And that is what I see. I see these tremendously talented human beings, and I want to pour all of the love and attention and knowledge and everything that I have into them. And I can do that, and I can watch, and I can coach them forward and hold them accountable to their commitments. But I can't stop them from quitting. I can't stop them from sending me an email or making a call or come walking into the office that it just has become too much. And that is the trick. That's the trick with entrepreneurship. That's the trick with owning your own business. That's actually the trick with just finding your alignment and figuring out where you need to be. You can't quit until you feel like that light is turned on and you're in the right place. And if you can just get ready for those punches and those hard knocks, we go through boot camp with real estate as new agents are starting. And one of the most important lessons that I teach them from day one is that this is going to take longer than you can imagine, and it is going to be harder than you can imagine. So right now, today, getting started, you figure out how you're going to hustle through it and how you're going to hang in there. That we just all have to hang in there. If you don't quit, you don't lose. You just learn your lessons and you go on to the next step and the next rung in the ladder.
Yep, absolutely. So I want to tie that into your title of this interview, Moving Forward with Courage. What does that hustle and all that stick-to-itiveness have to do with courage?
It takes courage to take a hit and get knocked down. It takes courage to, put work into something and just not see the end or not see the result and the success. It takes tremendous courage in yourself to be able to pre-believe that you are capable of your dreams and your visions. And I believe that. I believe that if we are given a vision for our future and a dream is placed in our heart, all those vision boards that we create, I believe that if that vision is given to you, then the possibility is there. But if you don't have the courage to continue moving forward, to fight through the obstacles, to also have the courage to celebrate your wins, take a breath, reset, always, always, always be protecting yourself. You know, we were talking about this earlier, making sure that you take care of yourself, those around you. It takes courage to block your schedule for the things that are most important. It takes courage to have business responsibilities and hit the door and get out of there when your kid has a soccer game or a play. You know, it just, whatever it is in your life, if you have a vision, it's our responsibility to run after it. And I would like to do it in a way where I can help as many people as possible. And it takes courage to kind of not just ride on easy street, I guess. I hope that doesn't sound bad, but it takes courage to get up and fight every day and to be a light in this world, and not just, it's a lot easier to throw in the towel and just do the average, right?
Yep. Absolutely true. And I agree with you. And something you said before about that, it's that you said that, you know, you start, what's the next best step? What's the next best step? That takes courage to know that. So asking those questions and moving on them provides more courage for you too. So I think that that's how it ties in, you know, but like you said, there are difficult times. Things happen, you know, no matter what, no matter how focused you are, no matter how on track you are, stuff happens. So what happens to us when we become too busy? We become overwhelmed and anxious. What can we do in that situation to continue to move forward?
You know, you just mentioned something, which is part of the find your people and know who your tribe is. Because one of the most courageous things that you can do is you can ask for help when you need it, or even just have someone that you can vent and brainstorm with. Sometimes just talking it through brings you your answer. And, you know, life is hard. I think you need your cheerleaders. On the good days, you need the people to pick you up when you take your hits. And if you can just keep moving forward, it's the baby steps, it's the micro commitments, it's the daily actions that we repeat consistently. I find another mistake that I find is that people are looking for the big, shiny, bright object. They're like squirrels running around looking for the easy way and the easy path. And it doesn't exist. And the people that really win and move to the front of the pack, they're the ones that learn that lesson, that the small steps consistently taken over time in every aspect of our lives, that's what builds. There's a training that I do, and it's true. You can watch it in people. People greatly overestimate what they can achieve in a short amount of time. They just do. It's like, I'm going to accomplish all of these things this year. And then the New Year's resolutions go out the window. But as a whole, we underestimate to such an extent. We just so underestimate what we can accomplish over a longer period of time with smaller, consistent steps. So it's being able to find your people. And most importantly, it's being able to find your light. Like, where is that light and where is that fire? And you've got to make sure that that light shines bright and you protect it. If there's negativity and people bringing you down, you got to clear the decks and get them out of the way. Whatever you can do to protect your best and highest life and light, that's what needs to happen for all of us.
Yep, I agree with you very much. That's great. So, you know, Kim, I know that you say that community is key. You know, what does that mean to you? And can you tell us more about that? How do we, you know, get in touch with the community? You're talking about people, right? Find your people, but is that what you mean?
It is. It's just, I believe that we are stronger together, and that if you can surround yourself with a community of people, and it doesn't matter if it's your core 3 or 2, or if it's your community group in business and at work, and you've got 50 people around you, it doesn't matter. It's what I mentioned before. You need your biggest cheerleaders on your best days. and you need your biggest supporters that can remind you how tremendously talented and skilled and amazing you are. Like, we all need someone to remind us when we start questioning and we get nervous and we get overwhelmed and anxious. We all have fears and overwhelm on one side, and that little whisper to go for it on the other side. So on those days where you listen to the fears a little bit more than you should, you need those people and those reminders. So you're like, no, you are tremendously talented and capable, and just keep moving forward. And it's very important to me. It's not just a talk. It's incredibly important, not only to protect the rooms that we're in. I'm very protective of the people that I surround myself with and the rooms that I go into. I want real, raw. I don't want the fake. I don't want the shiny stories of happiness. Like, give me the happiness, but tell me all the obstacles that you had to jump through along the way, because I believe that's what helps us. Like, I want real, raw, authentic, get rid of all of that drama and that BS. And if I see it coming, all I can say is I'm going the other direction. And I learned that, like, that's just not, I learned that through a decade of really difficult lessons. You can see it. You can see it coming. My suggestion is you move out of the way and go over where you're appreciated and where you're loved and where you can really be your best. It's all we can do.
Yep, I love it. Very important. Community, people, tribe. I love it. Thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.
I love your message of courage and alignment that you talked about today, because it's about that, what's right for you, who's right for you, all that. So thanks for that. I know that there are people here listening to us right now that would like to reach out to you, want to learn more from you, work with you perhaps. So can you tell us how they can find more of you?
Oh, I would love that. So community means connection. And we all, these days, we stay connected on social media. So feel free to follow me, and let's talk on Facebook and Instagram is really where you can find me. And then I'm pretty easy with my email. It's kim@kimdowling.com. Reach out anytime. If I can be of help to anyone, I am here to just pay it forward.
Awesome. Awesome. Kim, thank you for being a part of this project. I love your story in the book. I know that whoever reads it will love reading that. It's very inspiring. And you went through some stuff. So thanks for sharing that, and how you got out of that and onto the other side, I'll call it. Thanks for that. And thanks for this interview today. It's great information, great little nuggets for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's not my story. It's your work of pulling together, I think, what are there, 20 amazing, powerful women and stories and chapters. That's why I love this collaborative book, because everybody responds to different people differently. So you'll be able to find a story in this book that resonates with you. And thank you, because that's a lot of work putting us all together and making it happen. You made it happen, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate all of your work. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I appreciate it. We love doing it. It's really an honor and we love that people trust us with their stories to help get them out in the world. And we love all the collaboration and all the amazing women that we get to work with. As I mentioned before, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been doing this forever. I love the people that I work with. It's awesome. It's my tribe. So we appreciate that. And also, anyone listening, be sure to buy this book on launch day, Women Living in Alignment. If you go to our website, womenlivinginalignment.com, we'll guide you to your Amazon page, whatever country you're in, and you'll be able to get a book for 99 cents US on launch day, whatever that conversion rate is in your country. So be sure to buy that. Also, a paperback is available on that day as well. So be sure to do that and continue listening to the summit, because I know you're on your own journey of living in alignment, and these women, they are here to help you. So thank you all so much. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye for now.